What is going on, guys, and welcome back again to Nick's Picks. We are on week 9 already. The first half of this season went by extremely quick, but we're on week 9 of the regular season. We actually just got finished doing the mid-season awards, and though those might come out after the Thursday night football game, just know that whatever happens between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers, the mid-season awards were recorded before that game happened along with these picks. So, I am joined once again with my friend Ben. Ben, how you doing?
Honestly, I'm just tired. Last few days I haven't gotten much sleep. Gotta love college. No, I'm good.
I should say that the current score is 77-71, me over Ben. Ben made a lot of stupid calls last week.
Don't get me started on Miami.
If I can just go back and look.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes.
I would say this is worse than your Giants week 1 pick, but nothing's going to be that bad.
Would you like to enlighten everybody as to what happened to that game?
Jared Goff proved that he's not worth his money.
Exactly.
Hey, if you remember, I said more about the Rams defense, and they actually somehow made it close because of that. Jared Goff is Jared Goff is Jared Goff.
Moving on, finally, to the Thursday night game, the Packers and the 49ers. I have the Packers absolutely demolishing the 49ers in this one, 38-13, and I'll have more to say about this game in my 2-point conversion. But San Francisco's lost everybody so far this year. Green Bay Packers, a Super Bowl contending team. I think they make easy work of the San Francisco 49ers in their own home.
Yeah, the San Francisco 49ers are not the San Francisco 49ers, in my opinion. They are the San Francisco Infirmary, not because of the COVID stuff, but just because literally half their team is just injured or on IR. They just lost Kittle. And because of that, I got Green Bay winning, not even a close game. I got Green Bay winning this one 32-10 because Green Bay is healthy and the Niners are not.
All right, the most interesting game of the week, I think. If you're going to tune into any NFL game, this is the one you watch. A battle of two absolute powerhouses, the New York Giants and the Washington football team on Sunday
I'd rather
football.
watch paint dry.
I'll be watching this game. Obviously, I'm a Giants fan, and I'm going to pick the Giants for this one, 28-23. They've already proven they're better than the Washington football team. I know Washington's beaten Philly and Dallas, which the Giants haven't done, but the only thing that matters about this game is the draft pick. So, as a Giants fan, I probably wish that we don't win this game, just because it would push Washington.
Why do you want the Giants to win?
It'd put Washington ahead of us, but overall, the Giants are the better team. The Giants are probably going to win this game because they're not smart enough to play for the draft pick.
Yeah, when you have a quarterback that can't fully complete a touchdown run, that just antithesis your whole team. But I still got the Giants win this one relatively close and a kind of a weird score. I think that was a theme like last week or 2 weeks ago. I got the Giants win this one 26-21 over Washington, and the only reason why Washington has it close is because both teams aren't that great.
All right, the Atlanta Falcons finally have some wins on their resume going up against another easy team in the Denver Broncos, and I think the Falcons get another win on the season, lowering their draft pick more and more by the week. But I think they beat the Denver Broncos 27-21 and ensure themselves that they're going to have like the 8th or 9th pick and be able to do absolutely nothing with it. Denver, on the other hand, they're slowly climbing up the draft board. I think they'll end up with probably like the 4th or 5th pick, but Atlanta not playing this one super smart. I don't think, but I do think they win the game. So good for you, Atlanta. Good for you, Ben.
See, just real quick, Atlanta confused me because some days I want them to lose, so we actually get a pick, and then some days I'm happy when they win. Like when they beat Carolina, I was like, oh, we won. Oh, we won. And the same thing I feel about Denver. I have Atlanta winning this one 28-14, not because I think they're better than Denver by a lot.
They are.
It's just, yeah, but also because Atlanta is so bad at tanking, they will reverse tank. They have a lead in getting a top 5 pick, and they will even choke that. The ultimate choke.
All right, the Buffalo Bills hosting the Seattle Seahawks, in my opinion, probably one of the best games of the week. And as much as I would probably like to pick Buffalo here, just because I know Ben's going with Seattle, and I want that extra point, I'm ahead by 6, and I want to hold my lead. And Seattle is the right pick. I do think they're better than Buffalo. I have them winning 28-24. Josh Allen's a good quarterback, but he's been kind of teetering off the last couple of weeks. Their defense, they've had some spots of being one of the better defensive teams in the league, and then some weeks they just they absolutely shut themselves down and they don't do anything. So I have the Seattle Seahawks winning this one just because they're the better team than Buffalo, and I think they're catching Buffalo at an off time in their season where they're not quite performing as well as they were at the beginning of the season.
Buffalo, they are on a 2-game winning streak. Buffalo also has a 2-game winning streak against the New York Jets and the Patriots. And I never thought I would say the Patriots weren't a quality win for the Bills. Even though it was close, this is another one of those cases where Buffalo has surprised me this year, but they're playing against my MVP candidate in Russell Wilson. I got the Seahawks winning this one 28-24.
Ben.
Because... Wait, did you actually say that too?
Yes.
Wait, I want you to know real quick. We're gonna pause here because I actually want you to know. I was filling out these picks like half paying attention to Nick, so I actually didn't know that. So just because of that, we're gonna do a live edit here. I'm gonna say Seattle's gonna win. Seattle's still winning in my opinion, but instead of 28-24, we're gonna do 28-26 because why the fuck not?
All right, the Tennessee Titans hosting the Chicago Bears. Two teams that are probably going to make the playoffs, but I don't think have what it takes to win it all. But I think the Titans do have a better opportunity with Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill than I think Chicago has with Nick Foles leading them. So I think Tennessee's the better team. I think they win this one 31-17. And like I said earlier, the past couple weeks with Chicago haven't been very good. And I said it a couple weeks ago. I think this is where Chicago starts falling off. And I think we're right about in the middle of that. So keep watching the Chicago team, but I have Tennessee winning this one.
We were close on score. Not really. I got Tennessee winning this one 28-20. I have it close because Chicago's defense is still a very elite defense. But at the end of the day, the Tennessee Titans have Derrick Henry, and Tannehill has been very surprising this year as far as, like, I thought it would do well. I didn't think it would do this well. I still got Tennessee winning this one 28-20, though.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Indianapolis Colts. And me and Ben were just talking about it. We haven't differed on a pick yet, and that's not good for Ben, but good for me because I am up 6. And I don't think we're going to differ on this one either. The Baltimore Ravens, I think, are winning this one 30-22 over the Indianapolis Colts. The Ravens are the better team. Colts have just been average all season, and hopefully the Ravens start to prove that they can beat some of these potential playoff teams rather than only beating up on the crap teams.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me with Baltimore. Baltimore is a very good team. They're not like a bad team, but they've lost to teams like Kansas City and Pittsburgh last week. But I mean, it's also the Colts. I got the Colts, or not the Colts. I got the Ravens winning this one 32-17. It's not really much of a contest in my opinion.
All right, the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Carolina Panthers. I think this is going to be an interesting game. I obviously do have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this one 42-28, but that's the reason I think it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to get not too much defense in this game. I've been mildly surprised by the Carolina Panthers so far this season, and these are the types of games that you see Kansas City lose. They just come into teams that they're supposed to beat really well, just unprepared. So I could see an upset happening here. Not enough to pick it, though, obviously. So I'm going to go 42-28 Chiefs over Panthers.
I got Kansas City winning this one 32-18, just mainly because I think the Chiefs are obviously a far better team than the Panthers. The Panthers aren't a bad team. I think, you could argue when it came to Thursday night they had a chance to win. They can compete, and they do got Chris McCaffrey coming back. I think that would just change the score and just make it look more competitive, but the Chiefs are still a far better team than the Panthers.
All right, this might be the first one that we differ on. I have the Detroit Lions beating the Minnesota Vikings 24-23, and here's why. Both teams have been pretty disappointing this season, but I just think Minnesota more so than Detroit. I think Detroit these last couple weeks have managed to find themselves. To me, I think Detroit is honestly the better team, even though recent years have said otherwise. I think Detroit wins this one 24-23.
Yeah, this is the first pick we differ on because I got Minnesota winning this one 28-23, and the reason why is because of Dalvin Cook. He is the main reason why. I have no faith in Kirk Cousins. I have no faith in the entire offense other than Dalvin Cook. I was a little hesitant with him coming back from a groin injury, especially against the Packers with a very underrated defense, and he scores 4 touchdowns, 3 rushing. He's outstanding as a running back. You'll hear more about that when it comes to the midseason awards video. But again, I got Minnesota winning this one, even though they're very disappointing this season, but I still got Minnesota winning this one 28-23.
All right, the bottom 2 teams in the AFC South playing against each other, the Houston Texans against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think out of all the bottom 2 teams in every division, these two probably have the biggest gap between them, because I think the Texans are better than the record, obviously. Not by a hell of a lot, but with Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, and as much talent on the wide receiver core with Fuller and Cooks and all those guys. But I do think they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 28-21. They're the better team, even though this year just hasn't been good to them at all.
All right, I got Houston to win this one again. I'm with you. Houston is better than Jacksonville, but especially better than their record. But I got Houston winning this one 27-17. Only because I think they're just more talented in Houston than in Jacksonville as far as their team is concerned. But that's not to say that Houston's still a great team. I think they're an average team. I think they're better than the record is. But I do think they're far better than Jacksonville, especially like this point in the season.
All right, the Los Angeles Chargers hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. And last week we were talking about the Chargers, and when I was talking about the Chargers, I was saying how I needed that week to prove that the Chargers were not going to continue to play to the other team's level and when they were playing the Denver Broncos, because that was a game that we both thought the Chargers should have won. I said I needed that game to test it. You said
so you got to figure it out, and I have nothing to figure out when it comes to this Chargers team, more so because of Herbert alone.
They lost to the Denver Broncos, and this has seemed to happen to us, I think, the last 4 weeks. We keep talking about the Chargers, and they just keep losing on us. So I'm now teetering away from the Chargers. I still think Justin Herbert's a good quarterback, but I'm picking the Raiders to win this one 31-28 over the LA Chargers, just for the fact that the Chargers have let me down too many times this season.
Yeah, my score is very close to Nick. Last week was your week to test the Chargers. This is my week. I will admit I had higher expectations for the Chargers. I still have high hopes for Herbert. I think he's, amazing. I think he's a great young quarterback, a great rookie quarterback for what it's worth. That being said, I have the Chargers winning a close one, 30-28 over the Las Vegas Raiders, mainly because I think that they're just slightly better as far as the talent is concerned over Las Vegas. But this is going to be a close game, I think, because both teams are very solid, and I think just the Chargers have gotten the short end of the stick.
All right, the only undefeated team left in the league, Pittsburgh Steelers going up against the Dallas Cowboys in a game that at the beginning of the season I probably would have thought, damn, this is going to be a good game to watch. Two of the league leading Super Bowl teams playing against each other, both very heavy in the 70s and 80s, but Dallas just has been struck by everything that could have gone wrong for them this season. The Steelers are going to win this one, in my eyes, 35-10 over the Dallas Cowboys. I just don't think they keep it close. They've had every problem you can think of. Their defense is awful. They lose Dak Prescott, have to go to Andy Dalton, who's probably one of the better backups in the league, but then lose Andy Dalton and have to go with their third-string quarterback who's never seen an NFL football field. Ezekiel Elliott's been fumbling the ball a lot this season, and like I said, that defense just awful. So everything going right for the Steelers, everything going wrong for the Cowboys. I got to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Steelers winning this one. The Cowboys the last 2 weeks have played their division rivals in Washington and Philly and can't score a touchdown. Against two teams in the NFC East, they can't score a touchdown. So what makes you think I'm going to have them get any kind of touchdown in this game? I got the Steelers winning this one 36-9. The Cowboys will not even score a touchdown at this point. That's not like a bold prediction or 2 points because I want to pick that way, because Dallas, yes, they've been riddled with injuries. I think if they were fully healthy, I still think their defense hasn't been great. But if Dak was in this, I think they would have a chance because he is a franchise quarterback. You could argue he's a top 10 quarterback. When he was especially healthy, he was leading the league in passing. So he was doing great until he got hurt, and it's really devastating that happened. But at the end of the day, Pittsburgh is a more complete team. They have a far better defense, a top defense in the league. Their offense is very good for Pittsburgh, and Dallas. Everything's going wrong for Dallas at this point.
I will say this. Now, the whole Dolphins versus Rams thing last week with you, how you calling me crazy for picking the Dolphins, I don't think it has as much to do with the Dolphins as it does with the Rams. I think you thought that the Rams were a better team than they were, and the Dolphins just I think we had the same expectations for the Dolphins. So, for me, I think Tua played okay. I don't think he played great. I still think the Dolphins were a better team with Fitz at quarterback, but they're better off going forward with Tua. So I don't know. I think maybe they're going a little too early here on Tua, and I do have the Cardinals winning this one 27-23, but I don't think you should pick the Rams anymore after that one. That was embarrassing.
Oh, I completely agree. First off, my score with Arizona and Miami is 28-26. I have it. It's very close because, and this is why, and it goes back to the Rams game. The Rams, when I made my pick, and we can go back to it, I was more confident in the Rams defense than Miami's defense, and that got shut down. Miami's offense still didn't do that great. Tua, I think he was either barely over 100 yards passing, or I think he was like under 100 yards passing. So Tua didn't do great like for his first game, but he wasn't expected to do that much. I think they even had a game plan more or less saying, you don't do too much. We're going to rely on our defense. We're going to rely on our running game. Whereas Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins have that connection where, like, I think they're going to keep things going, especially after having a great win against Seattle the week before their bye week, coming off a bye week with rest.
All right, easily, the game of the week happens on Sunday night. It's the New Orleans Saints going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is a rematch of Week 1 where the Saints beat the Buccaneers to start the season 1-0, and we were saying that we thought it would take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple weeks to get going, and boy, did they do that pretty quick. So both teams rolling at this point. You could probably argue that Tampa Bay is rolling a little bit more than New Orleans, but to me, New Orleans is still the better team. I do have New Orleans winning this one 31-30 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look, on paper, there's really no reason to pick New Orleans for this game. They're not the home team. Brady's got a lot more weapons for him than Drew Brees does. I just feel like the New Orleans Saints have the NFC South just kind of in their possession. And I think you could put the best team possible in the NFC South, and New Orleans would still put up a fight with them to win that division. I think this is a tough one to pick, and I could see it going either way. And Ben, if I were you, I would pick Tampa Bay for the point, but I'm going New Orleans for this one.
Surprisingly, even if you pick Tampa, I would still not flip on this for a point, because I actually still had Tampa win this one regardless, and there's only really two reasons why. First off, my score is 32-30 over New Orleans in a very close game, and there's only really two reasons why I have Tampa over New Orleans. It is the fact that Tampa's home, and there's one other reason, and it's because of Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, when last playing and when last not being on social media, talent-wise, is a top 5 receiver. They have so many things on that so many players on that defense that are absolute studs or stars. And I think the more complete team is Tampa, but not by much. So it's going to be a very good game nonetheless, though.
All right, the Monday night game basically tells us that all the games end on Sunday. It's the New England Patriots against the New York Jets. Did the Jets get their first win of the season? Nah. I think the Patriots win this one 17-10. As awful as the Patriots have been this year, they're the better team. I think any team in the league is the better team than the New York Jets. I think Clemson is a better team than the New York Jets. I think Syracuse is a better team than the New York Jets.
Okay, let's not go that far. Let's not go that far. Hot takes already. Surprisingly, we're actually close in score. We both had the Patriots scoring 17, but I had the Jets only scoring a touchdown. I have the Patriots winning this one 17-7 because the Jets are the Jets. Even though Cam has disappointed me this season and I have question marks about that offense, it's the Jets.
All right, moving on to our 2-point conversions. For me, we're going back all the way to the first game that we predicted, the Thursday night game. The Green Bay Packers going up against the San Francisco 49ers, a rematch of the NFC Championship game, and Aaron Rodgers wants his revenge. Aaron Rodgers putting up an MVP caliber season after the AFC Championship game was just embarrassing to watch between the San Francisco 49ers and the Packers. It was embarrassing to watch if you're a Packers fan, that is. But I think he gets his revenge because the 49ers just haven't been good all season. I think Aaron Rodgers gets his revenge on San Fran with 4 touchdown passes and over 300 yards in his Thursday night game against the San Francisco 49ers. I haven't gotten a 2-point conversion since week 2. I also haven't scored more than 10 points in a week since week 2, but I'm still winning by 6, so hopefully this 2-point conversion will get me off of this bad streak with 2 points.
So for mine, it goes to, and it's going to the other game of the week, in my opinion, with Seattle and Buffalo, where for a brief second, me and Nick had the same score. I have Russell Wilson and Josh Allen. Josh Allen is only ahead of Russell Wilson in passing yards by about like 20, last I checked. So I have that him and Russell Wilson will combine for over 550 plus total yards, 5 touchdowns, but here's the kicker. If all that happens but this doesn't, I lose. I am also saying that Wilson will have more yards than Allen. So if they combine for the 550 and touchdowns, but Allen has more total yards than Russell Wilson, I lose.
All right, interesting 2-point conversions, and that is it for the Week 9 predictions. Once again, the current score, 77-71. I am up 6 points on Ben. Ben, is there anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to point out that I figured this out halfway through the episode. I am bad at math. I actually have 72 points, so I just gained a free point during this show. I'm not kidding you. I forgot about the Giants and Bucks game. So I actually have 72 points.
Okay, well, I'm up 5 points,
so
77
okay
to 72.
Basically,
so ignore
I'm
the
not
entire
good at
rest of this
math.
episode. Guys, this episode will be coming out on Thursday, and I will have the mid-season awards coming out on Friday. And then on Saturday, we will go back to our our all Madden challenges with the next 2 teams on the list, which were the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. And other than that, I will also be following the Giants on Sunday, and these picks will be back next Thursday. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace.
Bye.